Hello, hello. I'm breaking with tradition and starting the stream 1 whole minute early. I'm sure I've just thrown off like at least 2 people who are like, "Oh my gosh. A minute early. That's not right. That's like wrong and stuff, right?" Yeah. Alright, so we are back once again in 300 years in our little highland scene with our clouds and the mountains which aren't loading. There we go. And our mountains. We were last time working on the farm area. I actually remember this time around. Farm area is the area to work on. However, before we get into the farm area, I just want to start off by asking anyone who is currently in the, in chat, how's my sound going? Is it okay? Because I'm seeing that the mic is picking up quite a bit. Maybe I'll move it away from myself. There we go, like that. Maybe this is better. I don't know. So that's thing number 1. Let me know in the comments how my sound is. If it's good, if it's bad, if it's horrible. And thing number 2, so we can't actually see as much as I was afraid of, but I actually completely messed up the UVs for this house. You can see on the chimney here, it no longer has like blocks and stuff. The roof is all stretched out, and if you look on the side, like all the logs are all stretched and weird. That, believe it or not, is by design, and the reason for it is that I finally got around this weekend to figure out how baking lighting works, so I could fix the issues I was having inside of the cottage. And as you can see, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So first things first, I'm gonna jump into VR and just show what I worked on this weekend, and then after that we'll get back to that farm. So first things first, grab my headset. Here we go. Second thing is the controllers. Oh, Idsen's in chat and he's calling me a nerd. Hello, Idsen. Welcome to stream. Here we go. So let's start this up. And do I have this set up? Yeah, to maximize. Good. Good. Wake up the old hands. Hands have been acquired. Here we go. We have the headset kind of doing weird stuff, but I think we're okay now. Yeah, it is following my head properly. Good. So, I'm not going to get up for this, but as you can see in VR even more, yeah, a lot of the... Oops, that is not the button I want. Here we go. So a lot of the UVs are all messed up now. You can see it on there. But the reason for that is that... Oh, this is a really good start. Is that I, as mentioned previously, have been messing around with the baked lighting stuff. So now we can see that like the lighting for this is not glitching out anymore when I'm moving around and looking on the sides. We don't have like crazy flickering and all that, which we did previously. What we do have is a few weird areas, such as that. So I'm going to have to rework how the house model is set up. just outright and have an exterior part of the house and an interior part of the house and have them separate, so that I don't have these weird issues. This is quite nice with the window light coming in, but these issues over here, like we can see the blueness on the beams. But yeah, I'm really digging how the lighting is looking now. There's some things I'm going to have to rework. Just the lighting in this room, for example, there's nothing over here, so it's completely dark. But like, look at this, right? the ambiance here is just so good, and we don't have the crazy flickering effect either. I can show the whole house. Let me do that right now. I want to go up. Even this, I mean, it's pretty cool. Just open this up. I seem to be hitting stuff, so let's get a little closer. And of course, we have the bedroom here. Very, very snug. I'm actually on the fence if I want to have... Originally, I wanted to have a window here. I'm not even sure I want that anymore. I kind of like this. Close the door. Stay close, please. Thank you. This kind of dark look. I could imagine, like, just snuffing out these candles and going to sleep in the pitch darkness. I think it'd be quite nice, actually. Turn this up again. There we go. But yeah, all the UVs have completely exploded, and the reason for that is how I was doing the UVs previously. To save a lot of UV space, what I was doing is just using repeating patterns and stretching things out to fit the entire box of the UV. And now the UVs for the entire model is just in one UV box, just flattened, so that when we're baking the lighting information, like you see here, is literally baked on the UV itself, on the texture of the object, which is a lot lighter for the game engine to mess with. This is just, I love this. It feels so good, the lighting here. I can't wait for me to like properly fix that. I'll probably do it off camera, but we'll see when we get there, because today... Oh, that went through my face. Today, I want to get back to this. So we started working on the farm 2 sections ago now. We got in Unity kind of the debug on the ground for the rectangle and all the subdivisions, and then we set it up so that we'd have this, you can't really see it, but this like square on the ground for each one of these cells to appear, which it does now. We have it set it up so that the cells actually, if we rotate the farm, they still like stay correct, which is what we want. So today, if I remember correctly, our goal was to actually give proper visuals to this, so they're not just a white block. Oh right, that's the other thing we worked on. Let me go back over here, grab the hoe. I don't have to put that in inventory. The other thing we worked on is the detection of the hoe on the ground. So it's slowly turning redder and redder, and then eventually, like, congratulations, it's hoed. We want to change... Oops. Yeah, we could do it for that one too. We want to change this so that it doesn't stay like just random ugly colors. And it does actually give us, maybe not like the best results. I expect that it's going to be kind of shit, really. The first attempt at this, but at least meshing so that like when we start slapping the ground with our hoe, it starts, you know, building itself up to the state where we have it in the end. And then after that, we can change the color for when it's being watered and so on and so forth. So that's thing number 1. I can't... I can't actually make a 1 on this hand. This is something I'd like to fix down the line, because I've been, you guys won't see it on my channel right away, but I started recording a little series on a VR game called Fuji, and it is wonderful. I am loving it. However, in there, it is using the new controller's effects where, like, I can actually grip in multiple ways. So, like, all these fingers are independent. That'd be cool to have added in to this project. But back to what I was saying, because I'm getting lost. Yeah, first things first is this. Giving ourselves some sort of mesh visual so that's not as ugly. And second thing is how I was saying last time, what would be good is so that right now it's just on collision, right? First collision is detected, it changes. I don't want that anymore. I want to use something like what we were doing for the Atame, whereas it's going to detect a movement. So I want it so that, like, on drag, then it's changing this over time from 0% to 100%. So we're like shh, 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 and it slowly builds itself up. I think that'd be a lot more immersive. Let me just toss this. I was hoping that it would land on the other end. So that's our plan for today. So first things first, some sort of simple mesh just so that we don't have these colors anymore. And then secondly, I want to get on trying to do the drag. So I was staring away from my keyboard, so I don't know how much of that was actually picked up. Even Skyrim's light is not this good. Your VR mic is so far we can barely hear you at times when you're not near your desktop. Yeah, I'm sorry. Actually, right now it's picking me up way too much. I'm sorry if that was difficult to hear. Yes, I completely lost reference for how close I was to the mic in... Let's get out of this mode. For how close I was to the mic in real life. So how's my sound normally? Because OBS is telling me that I'm bumping into the red zone, so I might be a little loud. If so, I'll move the mic away from myself now and figure something out for when I'm going in VR. Noob. Yeah, noob indeed. Alright, as we wait for you guys to update on that, let's start popping open Blender. Oh, it's faster than I expected. Okay. Sure, let's just clear everything and start anew. It's fine now? That's good to hear. Okay, we're going to go with this. So, let us add the mesh. I want it... Boop, boop, boop. I want it to come out of the ground. Okay, let's just gray box this, and then we'll have an idea of where we're going. Let's have a cube. This cube should be 2 by 2, correct? Yeah, size 2. We want it size 1. So this is a meter square. And if I go back, actually that's a good question. If I go back here, I should farm plot, farm cell. Look at this, and I think at the base it is 1 by 1. Okay, so we've got our base mesh that's 1 by 1. So what we're going to do is go back here, and we're going to leave it as such in Blender. But we are going to go into edit mode. Actually, you know what? Let's call this dirt mound. If you have a better name for what I'm making, let me know. Otherwise, I will go with dirt mound, and that's how I'll be. That's 0.5. That brings it up here, and we can move this down here. So this is essentially what we have in our scene right now. We have just a little square, 1 by 1, in diameter. Sure, in those directions. And then it's somewhat flat. What we want to do is turn this into something that looks a little bit more like farm mound ploppy things. So, farm lot. Just going to, no, not Dwarf Fortress for once. I'm not looking up Dwarf Fortress. Yeah. So, yeah, it's giving us proper things like this. What'd you call these? The like ups and downs of dirt mounds? That can't be the right word. Maybe it should be one row, a little bit like this. I guess it must be a little different for different types of crops. I still don't know that much about farming, to be honest. So if we have any farming experts in the comments, let me know what I'm looking for and how this should be. Trenches? Okay. Yeah, these kinds of little mounds. That's what I want to make. Sorry, I just hit my mic twice in a row. Here we go. So yeah, let's try to do that. Just a little mound of dirt with stuff around the edges. Sure. Okay. And it's gonna be kind of shit, and that is semi by design. I'm not going to lie. I'd love it to not be shit, but oh, what did I do? Okay. Let us select this and this and oh no, you're going the wrong direction. Damn it. Okay. Loop, we're just gonna do this, and then bring this up. So select this, and it is absolutely fine that it is kind of crappy because we're going to test. I'm not actually sure how I want this to work exactly. I just have a vague idea. So let us export FBX. Okay, it's in my documents right now. Assets, art, 3D, environment. Let's make a new folder for now. Farm plot. We only want the mesh. We only want what's selected, but that's not really an issue. And we're going to export FBX and go back into Unity. Here we go. And we should be able to swap that out for something else. We put that in prefabs, art, 3D, environment, farm plot, untitled. Wonderful. Okay. 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 Yeah. That's a bit strange. Oh, I know why. So I have this to that. Yeah. We're going to remove the mesh render for now. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's just put dirt mounds there instead. That's a better idea. Dirt mound. Cool. So we now have a dirt mound. And we're going to rework the box a little bit. So the size is going to be, you know what? Let's not use this. Let's use mesh collider and dirt mound and convex. Sure, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so what I was going to do is just have the dirt mound on this, but what I'm realizing is that I shouldn't. And the reason, we are going to leave this at 111. Okay. What we're going to do is remove this. We have our farm cell here. We're going to add a cube, and this will be ground. And this is going to be 0.05, so that it is as we had it originally. And then box collider. This won't need a box collider because we're just using it as visuals for our ground. And then we're going to add untitled here as such. And the idea is that we're going to move untitled upwards over time. Right? So it's going to start underground, and as you're digging it, it's going to go all the way up to once it's in the mode of being tilled. Or at least that's the idea. Okay. First things first, the name that I gave it is bugging me, so let's just dirt mound. Okay. Is it because I exported it as untitled? It's literally because I exported it as untitled. Dirt mound. There we go. Let's try that. And now if we go back into Unity, we can kill untitled. Here we go. That is absolutely fine. Put dirt mound in as such. So yeah, we could bring it up, or I guess we could also like change it in scaling over time. That could be interesting because we already have values of 0 to 1, right? When it's at 0, it's flat and you can't see it, and then when it's at 1, you can see it completely. It's not a crazy idea. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to farm cell. The box, however, we are going to rework a little bit because this is way too big. 0.05. Yeah, so we'll have the box this big. Let's check on farm cell. And we are going to have it... Oh, I think my controllers just went off. That's fine. We're going to have it linked up in some way. So we have our farm cell here, blah, blah, blah. Farm cell, enter here. Let's have a little serialized field and private transform. This will be for the dirt mound, so I might as well call it dirt mound for now, as such. And what do we have here? Init till percentage plus equals till per hit, and we're going to change the dirt mound's Y scale over time. So let's on init till per hit. Okay, we're going to say dirt mound dot local scale equals new vector 3, and then the vector will be 1, because it should be updating based off of the size of the cell. So I think I can just make it 1. Y will be the till percentage, so that down the line, if we decide to have a loading, it can take whatever till percentage we want. And we're going to get this and go back down to till. And instead of having a color lerp, we're going to have it just update the scale. And when it's at, you know, bigger or equal to 100, it goes to tilde. And oh yeah, we have the different states here as well. So this will be 1 because it's now 100%. Tilde wet. This will be you know what, let's just hide this for now. We'll come back to this because we're going to want to have something to like show that they're tilde, they're wet, they're untilde, etc. Right now, all we care about is that it's slowly going up over time. There we go. So let's do that. Go over here, grab our dirt mound, put it in here as such, and we're going to give it a little test. Let us not do a maximize test, just stay unfocused for now so that we can see if they are at least setting themselves to size 0 when we click on play. That's thing number 1. Are our little mounds the right size when we start out? Yes. The answer is yes. And if I go into farm plots and I select the first one, here we go. We do indeed have it to 0. 0 in size. Okay. So let's select this. Here we go. I think I may have just broken something. Oh, I guess not, because I didn't select the farm cell itself. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to see if we can till this block now. I'm a little afraid that when I selected it, it may have set it to tilde and this won't work, but we're about to find out. So, let us put the controllers back on. Maximize the game mode so you guys can see it. Here we go. Bring back my hands. Hands? Hello? Hello? There we go. There are the hands. And now, if we go here, grab this. Is that my mic that I just hit? It is my mic that I just hit. All right. Let's go that way. And we tap this. Oh, God. I'm hitting all old things. Go tap this. Oh! 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 And there we go. We got our mound. Very cool. Okay. And that's interesting because our collider hasn't changed in any way, so it's fine. It can stay like that. I'm not worried about that. So it does seem like it was loud. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know what it is today. I keep bumping into everything. Here we go. Okay, so we got our farm plot, and it does increase in size over time, which is exactly what we want. And it does it for only that. Ooh, I didn't check if it was actually changing the state. So let me just go back in for a moment and make sure. And I'll unplug my earphones, apparently. Let me just put those back in. And again, it doesn't really change anything for you guys. And I'll move away from my keyboard as I do this, so hopefully I don't bump into Blame Unreal. Okay. I mean, I'm working in Unity, but I'm more than happy to blame Unreal. How are my hands? Okay, they're not there yet. Here, they're there. Let's go back over here. So I shouldn't be hitting anything around me, hopefully. And we come here, and I tap 1, 2, 3, 4, or no, just 3. That's right. Good. Take the old headphones off. just for a moment. Move myself back to my computer, and I'm going to pause. There we go. We're going to take a look at cell 6. Is this one correct? And if I go up into my inspector and put myself in debug mode, yes, we can now see that it is tilde. And my tilde percentage is apparently 2, which is very interesting. Okay, that's something that I'm going to fix right now, but it is working. It is now considered itself tilde. And I think the reason it's going over 1 is that I have no check to get out if we hit if cell, okay, if cell does not equal tilde, or the cell is not tilde and wet. That should be and. That should be and first off, because I want to make sure that it isn't tilde and it isn't tilde and wet. So if it's any of those two states, it shouldn't be going into this. Secondly, that can be moved into here because tilde percentage is bigger than or equal to 1 should only happen once, and it should only happen once we've actually tilled the ground, is what I'm thinking, but I might be wrong. But I've been training in Unreal, yeah. Well, unfortunately, I haven't been training in Unreal anything that has to do with what I'm doing today. But yeah, I'm more than happy to place blame on Unreal. Here we go. So set state tilde blah blah blah. You made me forget what I was just doing here. I think that was it. So we have it. So it is getting tilde over time. We have a visual for that happening. And I guess we just want to have it a little bit less shit. I guess that's all that's left. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to... This may not make intuitive sense, I guess. But I think it'll make it easier for me and may look good in a game-ish sort of way. Is we're going to go back to Blender. We have dirt mounds. We're also going to have just like a tile, I guess, for it. And I'm just going to do it and not explain it too much. But the idea is I'm going to have the base, and then I'm going to have the mound afterwards. Don't blame me, blame Unreal. Okay. I won't blame you. Faces. Yeah, it's because I'm in that mode. There we go. Now I should be able to do mesh cube, and it should give me a new cube. So this will be farm cell. We'll have farm cell, and we'll have farm mound, I guess. Let's go with that naming convention. Farm mound. Okay. So our farm cell, we're going to go back into this mode. We are going to grab the bottom here. We're going to move that up by 0.5 to make sure that it is at the bottom. Actually, you know what? We don't need that anymore because we're never going to see the underside of these. Secondly, we're going to grab this and we're going to move this down. Now, I don't want to be too far off the ground, so maybe something like this. Maybe something like that. And then we'll have some sort of visual for the ground if it is getting watered. And that's my plan. That's my plan. So let's hide this for now. And I think I want to round it out just a little bit. So we're going to select this, 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 and this. And we are going to, yeah, just do something like this with it. Move it over to, say, this. Oh, we get options. Okay. Shape segments. We could add segments. I think that's a good call, adding segments there. So let's add some segments like this. Just round it out just a little bit like that. And I realized, like I said, it doesn't make the most sense. Like, your dirt doesn't have a square coming out of it. It's just not a thing. But we're going to embrace this. Or, so the plan originally was to have this square tile on the ground, and then when you're tilling it, the other thing would come up and just cover this tile. Now I'm wondering, might it be better? Let me get paint. This is prototyping tool 101 over here. Okay, so originally the idea was we'd have, you know, our square tile as such, and that's like a top-down view. Oops. And then on the side view, you'd have it be something like this, right? And then you would have the mound, and it would also be this. Oh, I can't get it the right size. Something like this. Sure, you know what? Whatever. So you'd also have that, but you'd also have like the mound sticking up, and that would just grow up. Now, what I'm thinking is that it's a bit counterintuitive to have this tile on the ground, and then as you're digging it, this appears and it takes up the same space as that. So what I'm thinking might be interesting instead, right, is to have just a lump of dirt on the ground originally. And then as you're tilling it, it goes from this, let's use that, this random lump like this to being more defined. And then you'll have, you know, this and then such as this. So how could we do that, right? How can we go from having a flat, not a flat lump, but a fat lump, to kind of a tilled looking, more organized, maybe squarer lump? And this could be like more of a tile then at this point. And I can see it in two ways, but I'm not sure which one would be the best. So let's try both of these ideas, simple versions of them, and we'll see how they look, and we'll see how we feel about that, because I'm not sure how I feel about it right now. Apparently I'm animating. No, thank you. Here we go. Is there a way to quickly select all the edges? I think there is. Yeah, there we go. Here we go. And this, so this is idea number one, just the tile on the ground. Let's move this a little bit, something like that. And then we're going to try beveling it again. Something like this. So this is flat out, there is a kind of tile effect on the ground, and then as you dig it, it will be replaced with essentially just having a mound in the middle. I think that's the dumb way of doing it, because in my head it doesn't make a lot of sense, but we're about to find out. It was in the right direction, so let's stick with this. And we are going to farm cell, get out of that mode, come into this mode, and we are going to, all we need is a triangle. So we're going to remove everything else. as such. Oops. And this, and we're going to delete that. Faces, yeah, sure. And somehow we have faces that don't exist. That's interesting. What's happening here? Hello? Okay. Let's select the edges, perhaps? And just get rid of the edges. Get rid of those edges. What is happening? Edge. I cannot get rid of them. Okay, let's start over for that. It's not the end of the world anyway, so... Oh, look at this. These edges are just floating now. Is that the reason? Can I select this and delete the edge? Oh, I was deleting the edges instead of the vertices, perhaps? Yeah, okay, this doesn't inspire confidence. I think I messed this up. So let's just get rid of the farm mound altogether. And we're going to just make a new mound. It's not the end of the world. So let us make a new cube, I guess. Sure, it's gonna be cube. This will be farm mound as previously discussed, but with a capital M if possible. Here we go. And now we're in this mode. We can grab this. We can move that to 0.5 and then get rid of the bottom face. As such, we can then move this closer like that. Select all. We're going to make it less big in this direction by, say, this much, and just a bit in this direction as, say, this much. And then instead of scaling, we'll grab the top and just move that down. So we have a nice mound of dirt. Cool, we can round that out just a little bit, but as this is a test, I probably shouldn't get too caught up on the details. Yeah, something like that. So we have the mound, farm mound, and this will like bloop up over time as we're digging it. And then we have the base, the farm cell underneath. Let us rename this to prototype 1. Okay, so we have prototype 1. We are going to make prototype 2 now. New collection. Oh, did I make my second collection in my first collection? Yes, I did. Prototype 1.1. Prototype 2. Here we go. So we have prototype 1 and prototype 2. We are going to, for prototype 2, do the second idea. So we start out with like a rounded mound, and then we're going to have it get replaced over time by this mound over here. Or maybe just like the mound effect. I'm hesitating because I'm not sure what's best now. So if we have something that's circular and we work it to be like this, would it be better to just like animate it and have it go to that state over time? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This is definitely, prototype 1 is definitely the simpler of the two ideas. Okay, let's try something and we'll see where that leads us. Add cube circle, a circle mesh. I don't think that means what I think it means. Let's have an icosphere. Have it be, really? This is 1 meter? Oh, that's radius. I'm sorry. Not diameter. So we have this mound of dirt. That's idea 2. And then, let us... Where is it? Oh, shoot. It's in farm mound. Faces. Remove that. I'm sorry. We have to get out of this. Go here. Add. Mesh icosphere. There we go. And this will be farm cell. So farm cell. And we can hide the first one now. It seems to be the right size. And we're going to go into this mode here for this. And we're going to select all the bottom faces. There we go. There we go. There we go. As such. And now we can get rid of all the faces. So we just have this mound up top. That looks, you know, it looks like what it looks like. And we are going to select it all. And maybe not. We're going to select just the top thing here, go into this mode, and squish it down quite a bit. Let's see, side view, please. Let us take a sphere. Oops, side view, and move this down. Here we go, we got a mound of dirt. And select everything, move that back up to be approximately at 0. So we have the mound of dirt, and as we're working it, it's going to turn into our second piece. So, our second piece is going to look a lot more like this, I suppose. Okay, so let's copy that. Can I just copy paste? Shift D, copy D, copy, paste. No, paste, data blocks. No, that's not what I want. Okay, sure. You know what? Sure. Let us, in that case, add... Let's just go with a cube. That's fine. And we're going to call this farm mound hyphen, or underscore rather. Okay. I see. This will be 2. This will be 1. This will be 2. And this will be 1. Okay. So we got our mound, go back into edit mode, grab the bottom of this, and we're going to move this up. As such, get rid of this face. As such, move this down to say something like this, I guess. And you want something like quasi-rounded, so what we're going to do, just so it's not too jarring, I guess. Oops. There we go. There we go. There we go. And we're going to go ahead into here and move this in this direction. Something like that. But we're going to want more segments. Something like that. And this is fine for now. This is fine for now. Okay. So that's thing number 1. Thing number 2, we're going to do the same as we did in the earlier mound. We're just going to grab this and try to scale it in just a little bit. Just so it's not a perfect square, I guess. And we're also going to bevel it because why the heck not, right? Am I right or am I right? Okay. And now let's look at our initial mound. Oh man, this is way too big then. Okay. So farm mound 2, let's just go into cell for one moment, and we are going to Select this once more. We're gonna grow that, but not the bottom one, so that we can just scale this down like this, and then just move this down. Something like that, I guess. And then we can get out of this, go back into this one, and we're going to make this little mound. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Perfect. And now we can grab our center line, which we cannot see, so let's hide this. Let's hide this as well. I say that, we can click on our center line. There's no center. What? Okay, that's not right. So... oh. What's happening here? Why can't I... okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Go back into this mode, grab this and this. Nope, not like that. This and this, okay. And is there a connect? Connect vertex pairs, perfect. So this and this. Same thing again. Connect. Oh, did I click on the wrong one? This one and this one. And connect vertex pairs. There we go. We've got it. What? Connect vertex pairs, okay. This and connect vertex pairs. Whew. The headset is becoming heavy on my head. There we go, and there we go. And connect vertex pairs. Here we go. So now I should be able to select this. And just rise it, I guess. Let's move this up. Just to something like that. I would like to see this again. Okay, so we can move that so it's a little bit higher, because in theory we've just moved everything else around. We can move this. How do we feel about that? Nope, not that. Woohoo. This and this. Right? That's okay, I think. So we're gonna dig, and then this disappears and gets replaced by this. I'm not sure how this is going to look in practice, so we're about to test it. We are going to call this farm cell. Save blend file. Fantastic. And we're going to start by edit poly mode and grabbing these two. We're going to grab these two first. Oops, I would like these two. Here we go. And we're going to go into export, FBX, dirt mound 1, selected objects only, blah, blah, blah. And here we go. So this is 1. And then we're going to do the same over here for number 2. Export, FBX, and number 2. Export. Cool. So now if we go back into Unity for a moment, we can go to our prefab and we'll give it a little test. We'll see which one feels better. Script samples, prefabs, environment, farm cell. Here we go. Cool. So we have ground, we have dirt mount. We can remove these two for now. And if I go back up to my art, 3D, environment, farm plot, we have mound 1 and mound 2 that we can just add in. Perfect. So we have this. We're going to get out of debug mode because I just realized that's still going. So we have cell 1 and cell 2. This is our first test. So let's grab this and put this transform here. So it's going to look like this tile. There we go. This tile in game until we start messing around with it. And then this is going to come out. And that's our first attempt at this. So let's give it a try in VR. See how we feel about it. And we'll take it from there. Tilt per hit. You know what? Let's move that down to 0.1. It'll take 10 hits now to make it go up. Okay, give it a little save. Put ourselves in maximize on play. There we go. And let's dive in. See how we feel about this. Here we go. We are back with in VR. We've got our hoe. Okay, so obviously the texture is wrong. That's not a question. It looks really weird like this. Very gritty, but if we were to like dig it, it would slowly grow and then be tilt, right? So that's prototype number 1. My impressions is that it looks weird. Okay. It looks a little weird. Let's try prototype number 2. We are going to have to make a slight change in it though. Prefabs, environment, farm cell. We are going to get rid of this dirt mound. And let's go back up to farm plot. Put this dirt mound in. And we are going to hook up this here, but we're going to have to add another one to make the first one disappear over time, if that makes any sense. Okay, sure. Let's go into farm cell. We're going to add in, there's dirt mound, and the other one is what did I call it? I can't even remember. Farm cell, wonderful. Stupid name. That's the name of my class. I can't use that. Sure. Okay. Here we go. Let's call this pre-mound and then dirt mound. Perfect. Cool. So we're gonna have that. We're gonna have that. Pre-mound. Pre-mound equals local scale, and it's going to be 1 minus that. So if the tilt percentage is 0, it's going to start completely there, and otherwise, you know, it goes away over time. There we go. We're going to do the same over here, so the pre-mound will go down over time. It is done, I think. Cool. Right, so let us try again with this. So we should have a bunch of like lumps on the ground, and as we're hitting it, it should turn into something a little bit more like it makes sense, I guess. We're about to find out. Back into VR, hands at the ready, grab the hoe. That is terrifying. That's a broken thing. That's because I have forgotten. Yeah, I realized what's happened. Yeah, I forgot to. I forgot to set up the mound. We're good. All is good. All is fine. Don't even worry about it. That didn't happen. You saw nothing. Okay, yeah, now we have a few more mounds. Okay. So we got these mounds on the ground. Okay. And as we're digging it, oh, okay. The end shape isn't right, and the fact that this bottom part is like someone coming in. I'm streaming. Okay. I may be blocking my dad from working tonight, apparently. So the end shape isn't right. I don't like how like this part is visible for one thing, but having this lump of dirt slowly turn into something, I'm liking that. Like it feels like I'm slowly shaping it into something else, even if it's like a little broken right now and like halfway through you can clearly see that, you know, it's essentially two lumps. But I like this. So I think what I'm going to try to do is not have this bottom part at all, and just have this lump turn into this tilled kind of area, and have it go all the way over to the border so that they connect. Yeah, that's pretty good. Other than that, what could I do here? I think removing this bottom part is gonna be weird for having like this ground texture there. So what I'm thinking is I might put a square base and then add around the farm plot area decorations on the side, so that it kind of, you have nice, you know, wet looking dirt, or maybe not wet, but like tillable looking dirt, and then it kind of tapers off to this clearly ground texture dirt. But I'm liking where this is going. There we go. Okay. So I think we're having a little bit more of a plan here. Let us go back in here. I think prototype 2 is on to something, but we're not there yet. So prototype 1, thank you for showing us that that's not what we want. Farm cell, this is the lump. That is perfect. We want to keep that. We're going to rename that. We're going to call this farm dirt pile. We have dirt pile, right? And then we're going to remake this outright. So let's get rid of that. We're also going to have farm cell. So start with adding on farm cell, just the cube for it, I think. We should rename prototype as well, but I'll get to that. I'll get to that when I get to that. There we go. We can get rid of that face. This is going to be the base, so let's move this down by 0.45, but like in the other direction. Okay, 4.9, just so that we have. Hello. Ada, you wanted to talk to me? Join me on stream, Ada. No? You're confused. She's just staring at the door now. Cool. So we just have the base here. Maybe a bit higher, actually. Just have, it'll be a little bit above ground. Here we go, something like that. So it'll be like, I think that's 2 centimeters upwards. That'll give us something to work on the side so that we could put like lumpy ground or something around it. Cool. Good. So we're going to rename this to farm cell. This one is going to be farm cell because it's the base of what we're doing here. And we want to get out of that mode. Prototype 2, we'll call this farm plot. Yeah. Prui's not pruing right now. Farm plot. And then we want to have a farm tilled dirt or something like that. Dirt tilled. Yeah, that could be a name. Sounds like a name. Oh, there she is. I don't know if the mic picked her up. She wants out. You want out, Prui? Go on out. Go on out. I'm not gonna keep you in. Against your will. Bye. There you go. She's gone. I don't think she's been feted. That's fine. She could get food after. If I've learned anything from that cat is that she often just kind of wants to be involved in stuff more than she's like, you know, actually hungry. When she comes to see us for food, she's like, please give me food, please. And then after that you give her food and she just walks off. She wasn't hungry. Okay, so I've done that as I was talking. And now I can't remember which way it's supposed to go. I think this way. We can have like something like this. And then we'll grab this and just move this closer together. Maybe something like this. And then we'll move that down. To say something like this. Keep it at the same height as everything else. Oops. Select this, and bevel just kind of go to here and add one more segment. Something like that. Just a nice arch, right? And this can be our new prototype. Farm dirt tilled. There we go. There we go. Now we got all 3 pieces, and we can select this and select all that and save our farm cell. Go over there, do a little export, FBX. Go back to dirt mounds, the first one, the real one, the initial one, and go over here. So go farm cell, and we can select art 3D, remove that, environment, farm, farm plot. Here we go, dirt mound, and then we can select dirt pile for the pre-mound and tilled for the, and we can like rename that down the line, of course. Cool. So we've got our farm cell, and now if we go into VR once more, let's see. Got our hands. Pick up bow. Okay, so we got this, and of course, like I said, we'll do something for the edges. But we have this area which is like dirt that can be tilled, and as we're tilling it, it slowly turns into this. It's not perfect by any means. Let's just dig this one out. Here we go. It's not perfect by any means, but I think it gets the point across pretty well. I'm sorry, I got distracted by the like string work on this. I never really noticed it before. It's good effect. Anyway, but it's pretty good, right? I think it, like, if you're, oops, hitting stuff. If you're tilling stuff, right, it'll feel pretty nice having it slowly turn into that over time. Yeah. Cool. And of course, we can make new end bits and just like not have it go all the way up and have them like lump up just a little bit, just so like it's uneven down here, and that'll take off the effect of like this here. And yeah, I think this is pretty good. The only other issue that we're gonna have is I can't walk on this, but that's a problem for later. That's definitely a problem for tomorrow, David, and not a problem for today. There we go. Okay, I think we have a plan going there. It's not a good plan, but it is a plan. We could, you know what we could do, actually? Excuse me, I'm burping all over the place. We could... Materials, model, blah, 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 blah. Just put a dirt texture on it. If I am to finish a single thought tonight. There we go. So, lit... what happens if I just write in dirt? There's no dirt. There's no dirt textures or materials in this entire project, apparently. Heavy doubt on that. Let's see, multi-story dungeon, Oka Software, is that the one? Skybox, shaders, scripts, scenes, subgraphs, textures, moon. Oh, okay, that's the sky thing. Suntail Village, that's what I want. Audio, let's get out of audio. Models, materials, background terrains, environment, bag, anvil, etc, etc. We're looking for like dirt, I guess. Maybe in nature? Bark, bush, water. Okay, there's no dirt. Let's use bark. Let's just use bark for now. Grass, leaves, stone, water. It could be water, I suppose. Okay, this is throwing me off because we do have dirt in our project, and I would expect that background terrains, building modules, I would expect that Suntail Village would have had some dirt textures, just like for ground textures. Background, this is mountains, I said. Roof, ivy, flower pot. Oh. It's not right, but it's a good start. It's more like clay. Environment, anvil, bag. This may be the best for now, I think. Boat, chests, commode, shop. It's a whole shop, okay. Yeah. These are FBX. This is nature. There isn't even like, I was gonna say there isn't even grass. No, there isn't even like floor grass. It must be in something else. Environment. Okay. Let's take another look with some textures so it's not as gray, but I think this is coming along. I think this is a good beginning to what we're trying to do here. Oh, did my music just stop? I think it did. There we go. There we go. Music is back. And I can see that it has been loading for 21 seconds. Which is telling me that it is crashing. Control-Alt-Delete this. Unity editor, very high. Not responding, yeah. It's not responding. Quit Steam VR for now. Let's go back in. Let's start her up again. Whoa. So how is everybody? How was your evening? Is everything good? Are you having a good time? Boo-doo-boo, doo-boo-doo-boo. Okay. Prefab. Suntail Village. Okay, my screen and everything's going crazy as it's reloading. Here we go. Yep, GeForce experience. Alright, we're back, I think. I wanted to go to prefabs. Here we go. Oh, that's for Suntail. That's not going there. Environment, farm cell. Do we still have for texture? Yeah, okay. Let's attempt to go back in. See what it looks like with a clay-ish texture on it. Yeah, now that it's not gray, it's not right because, like, I haven't put any work into this, but we have something that feels a little better now. So if we have like actual soft dirt textures on this, I think that would be a pretty good start. I think we'll be heading in the right direction. Something that's a little sad, I guess, is that the edge of this cuts really sharply. But I'm not sure about making them little pills. I have the impression that if they don't connect, it'll look even stranger. Oh well. So this is a good start, I think, for what we're doing. Also, I have noticed the time as I was doing this. Oh, it's just digging itself off over there. It is already past 8, and I haven't even conclusively finished the look of these dirt mounds. So maybe I should move on from that and try to do the dragging stuff. Though in 40-ish minutes, I might not be able to. Let us try. Okay. So, farm cell. We have an... Do we have an on something for the farm cell? No, it is farm cell checker that does it. It's on trigger enter. Okay. If I go here and I do on trigger, we have on trigger enter, on trigger stay, on trigger exit. We don't have on trigger drag. Make a script to check if it's an edge and make that part round. Yeah, that's definitely something I thought about as well. Not something I'm doing tonight, but definitely something I thought about. On trigger stay is called once per frame for every collider other than blah blah blah. Okay. So we're going to use on trigger stay, and then we're going to test it for dragging, really. In which direction? Let me see. So in Z, I guess. Let me open this without going into maximize view. Unfocused, here we go. This should show me the direction, right? I select this. Yeah, so it's in the forward direction because this is the direction that our lumps are. So I'll be checking if we are dragging in the forward direction. And based off that, things will happen. That's the plan. Here we go. So let's just do this real quick. Take this. Right now this won't work, or rather it'll work way too well. It'll just keep tilling over time every second, which is not necessarily what we want. What we're going to do is we are going to... Does till have something else it can take? Let me check. Till, no. Let's have float. Till amount. Here we go. And right now it's taking till percent. Do till amount. Oh, wait. Till percent plus till per hit. No, that's what we want to change. Till amount. So it's going to change the till amount. And farm plot checker thingy. This is going to take in maybe the real world velocity in that direction. Okay, let's try a few things. So serialize field. And right, rigid body? Is that what we want? Let me see. Okay, let's go here. Let's select our O. We do have a rigid body on it. I believe the rigid body becomes kinematic and therefore it doesn't check its like inertia and stuff when it is in your hand. But let's assume we don't know that in case that's not how that works. So rigid body. Oh, just dropped the sound on my earphones. This will be let's call it hoe body. Yeah. that's a great name. Private. Cool. Private rigid body hoe body. And we are going to check the rigid body dot velocity. The vector velocity represents the rate of change of the rigid body's position. It doesn't tell me if this is local. I don't believe so. So let's take Z because that should be forward. So there's a few things that could go wrong here, and I don't think I have a proper way to test any of them. All right. Allons-y. If we're lucky, this just works, but I have a feeling it won't. Okay, so orb, world space, attach point, that, ho, LOD. Farm cell check. Oh, it's right there. Okay, let's take this, move it down here. Put it on that. And yeah. Otherwise we'll have to make our own checker for velocity over time. So let's not do that and hope for the best. Okay. Oh. I hope it's not local. Actually, it needs to be local. Okay. It needs to be local for the cell. Velocity with reference? with point of reference. The relative velocity of an object is a velocity with respect to a reference point. That sounds like what we want? Oh. I have to become a member. Velocity equals displacement over time. Yeah. Yeah, that... why is a reference point required to calculate relative velocity? Because it's relative to something else, that's why. Okay. Okay. Okay, there is something called relative velocity in Unity. Collision dot relative velocity. Okay. The relative linear velocity of the two colliding objects. Okay. That's actually pretty good. Collision relative velocity magnitude is bigger than 2. Okay, okay. That's something I can work with, I think. I have lost chat. Okay, here we go. So we do have a collider, which is other. So other blah 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 blah. Here we're going to do other dot rel. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Collision dot relative velocity. Collision, which is on collision enter. Collision dot relative velocity. System collections. Unity engine. Relative velocity. Okay. Other. This is a collider. Oh, the other is a collision. This is a collider. I'm sorry. Let me see. On collision enter. This is going to be a collision. It doesn't work with the collider. Damn. Okay. It doesn't work with this. It only works with the other thing. Okay. What do we have access to with collider? Closest point, comparing tags, attached rigid body. Okay. So I can check the rigid body of the cell if I wanted. Bounds, attach articulate body. Alright. Get components, blah, blah, blah. Name, material, shade, tag. None of these are useful for what I'm doing right now, but it's good to know that I have access to these things. Okay. I mean, I could just calculate the relative velocity. Relative velocity. Kinematics. Okay, well, what I could do is just take what I was doing originally, with the whole, this thing. The obvious issue is that it's going to take the velocity vector of the rigid body. It represents the rate of change of rigid body position. The issue with using this, which I could use, is that I think it's going to use this. I think it's going to be local. So let's test it. We should know pretty quickly if it is, you know, actually local. All right, let's do a little test. Maximize. Is there anything that's not set up? That seems fine. Let's go in game. There we go. Up. I'm sorry, Mike, wherever you are. Okay. And we go here and oh, well, this is unexpected. Okay, so because absolutely nothing is happening, I believe there. Yeah, that is what I was afraid of. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed what just happened, but the hoe did not interact with the ground at all until I let go of it. That means that when the rigid body is in kinematic mode, which is what happens when you pick it up, it does not record information like velocity. Which means I'm going to have to do something a bit different. Okay, so I think the collision relative velocity would have been fantastic, but we also can't use that because there is no collision because we're holding on to the object. Essentially, that's the idea here. Oh, people are just, maybe I should set it up so that Steam isn't like updating what all my friends are currently doing. I can't turn this off. Let me see. What happens if I just go offline? That should help. Okay, so back to what I was saying. We can't use the rigid body because of what I just said. We can't use the collision either, partially because we needed to not use the collision to be able to detect it at all. So that's out of the question. So we have to create our own kind of velocity check. So we are going to do that, I believe, by checking the position of the hoe. I don't know if you could hear the cat outside the door. She's starting to get impatient. It's just half an hour left, Ada. That's not going to stop her. So what we could do is we could check between two frames, the position, and then based off of that, we'll know, like, we'll be able to divide it by the time delta time or something to be able to figure out how quickly it's going. Let's try something. You know what? I want to look this up. So, calculate relative velocity. I want to know how to do this. The velocity of the object A relative to the object B can be given as, okay. Velocity AB equals vector minus vector B. Okay. Or equals minus VA BA. This is interesting. Okay. Let's do this one. Or my interpretation of that one at 8:30 on Tuesday evening. So we are going to take the... We don't have access to their velocities. We do have access to their positions, though. Let's do other. Transform dot position. And we're going to remove just, I guess, transform dot position from it. Can we do that? doesn't look like we can do that. We cannot convert that to a float. Okay. I explained what I was going to do, and then I did something else, and it doesn't work. Which is what'll happen if you don't do it right. It doesn't work. Let me see. Although the magnitude of both relative velocities is equal to each other mathematically, yeah. The velocity of object A relative to object B. The two moving with vector. Yeah, let's bring this over here. Let us consider the object A and object moving with velocities VA and VB. Okay, these are velocities. So we already know what the velocity of one of them is. It's 0. It's not moving. So maybe this isn't what I want. Okay. With respect to a commonly stationary frame of reference, say the ground, a bridge, or fixed platform. Okay. This might not be what I want then. Yeah, we don't want the relative velocity. We want the velocity just period, I guess. Okay. Calculate velocity, and before from accelerating from 2 points. Something that I did back in school, and I cannot remember how to do this every time because I usually never have to use it. Instantaneous velocity, the quantity that tells us how fast an object is moving anywhere along its path. Okay. Usually called simply velocity, it is the average velocity between 2 points of the path and the limit, a time limit, blah, okay. Between 2 points, approach is 0. Yeah, to illustrate the idea mathematically, we need to express position x as a continuous function of t denoted by xt. Okay. What is t, time? No. Especially the average velocity between 2 points is using this notation. Between 2 points, the average velocity between 2 points. I could also just look at the distance between 2 points. It's close enough, right? It's close enough. I mean, come on. So we did with the other thing. It worked. It worked. Okay, so we need 2 points. That's what that comes down to. Private vector 3. We're going to call this a preposition. Why not? Give it a full name. We can even do like vector equals vector 3.0. Here we go. And then we're going to have new pause. New pause. If this equals vector 3.0, oh, you know what I could do? Okay, so we have on trigger stay, we'll have on trigger enter and on trigger exit, and then we'll be able to set these. So previous position is going to equal transform.position, right? And then new position is going to equal same thing. We're just going to set them at first position. And then we're going to set them back to 0. Oh, actually, we don't need to. It doesn't matter. Let's just do it here. Okay, so, and now as long as it's staying, it's going to go in. We're going to update the new position. So underscore new position is going to equal transform.position. And then at the very end, we're going to have previous position get updated as well. As such. And so that should be updating these two one after the other. And in the middle, we are going to do the comparison essentially. So underscore previous position. What do I have access to in vector 3 actually? Vector 3 dot, we have dot, the dot product of the two vectors. That might be what we want. We have distance, returns the distance between A and B. That may be what we're using. So distance between previous position and new position. Because that's always going to give us a positive value because it's distance between those 2 points. And it is always going to be a float because it is, once again, the distance between those 2 points. Let's start with this. Let's just see if it is working when we have it in our hand. It should be doing something, but I'm not sure what that thing is yet. So let's do that. Let's go in and test it. I have clicked on play. I am in VR. I do not see the... Ah, here it is. I was going to say, I do not see the 300 years logo appearing. There we go. Just lost a thing. Okay, so now if I put it on and move it... Oh, I don't know if you see that. Okay, so we have this here, and I put it in, and I'm dragging it, and I'm dragging it. Look at this. It kind of sort of works. It's shit, because I can do this, but it kind of works. And look at that. It is just left there, and it's not doing anything. So, we don't have a way of gauging if it is moving in the correct direction, but we do have a way of gauging if it is moving, and it is reacting to the fact that it is moving, which is a pretty big win. Cool. So we're tilling that. What we could do... private float... speed. As such. We're going to do this here. So we're going to have speed equals this. And I realize this doesn't make the most sense, but it is working. So we're going to go with that. And we're going to have speed here. And now if speed is bigger than, say, 0.5f, it's going to till it. Otherwise, it's just going to not till it. So if I move in slowly, it should just not do anything. And if I move in quickly, it should do something. Actually, I've been saying these, and I'm now wondering if I even had that maximized. Oh, good. Play maximized. I was going to say, no one else saw that. But yes, someone else did see that. So we're good. Don't worry about it. Pick that up. So, if I go really slowly, nothing happens. But if I'm going fast, ooh, okay, that might be a problem because it's calculating between each frame. And I think Oops. Bye. And I think the number is ridiculously small, and so it's not picking it up. Okay. However, that should mean that it is working, though. This is going to need refining, however. Let's just do like 0.5f. We'll do another little test, and if it doesn't work, we're going to just keep this speed off for now, because the entire system I've set up just doesn't make the most sense. We're going to want you to be able to like move in a certain direction and do it for a certain amount of time and all that. So there we go. Go over here, and now if I'm touching it and I'm moving it, there we go. See, now it's working. Oops. So put these on properly. If I move forward, I'm like dragging it, it's not working, which is a problem because I have to go at a certain speed to do it. But it is detecting it. It is detecting the speed I'm doing it at. It just doesn't make any sense. Cool. So we have slowly advanced our farm plotting. I'm pretty happy. Let's see. There's about, it isn't even 15 whole minutes left before the end for today. Let's see. Let's get rid of the speed. You know what? I don't want the speed there for now. What could I also do? Previous position is using the transform position. So the position in real time. What I would like it to be able to detect is the... Where's my paint? Okay. So we have two things, right? Let's just pop this up. We have our first point of position. We have our second point of position. What we're able to guess right now is the distance that it has moved within those two frames, right? Now, here's the thing though. Here's the catch. We don't actually want it to be guessing the distance that it has moved between those two frames. We want it to be able to check the distance it has moved between those two frames compared to this plot. So we want to see how far it has moved in this direction between those two frames. So, how do I gauge that? It is the forward direction, I believe it's the forward direction of those plots. Let me quickly check that. Farm cell. And whatever I do or think of now is going to have to wait till tomorrow. Yeah, it is the forward or backwards direction of this plot. I'm not even sure what to look up for this. So, point displacement compared to direction, perhaps? Distance versus displacement. Maybe this will help. Who knows? It wants me to get rid of the ad block. I'm not going to do that. There are 73 things blocked. There's no way in hell. And I can see ads. So, yeah, no. Distance is the scalar quantity that refers to how much ground the object has covered during its motion. Okay. Displacement refers to how far out of place an object is. It is the object's overall change in position. So that's essentially what we're looking up right now, I guess. But that's not what we want. Position and displacement. Let's look this up again. Position. Okay. That's a lot of reading for the last 10 minutes of this. Oh god. The components of any vector add up to from vector itself. The position vector of a point P with coordinates ABC may be written in terms of that. Well, okay. Convenient way to specify. Yeah, that's position, displacement. Displacement vector, it's a magnitude, it's a straight line distance between P1. Okay. The components of the displacement vector, P blah blah blah, are x, okay, along the axis, okay. x2 minus x1. Okay. The displacement vector from P1 to P2 may be written as d equals, okay. So it's gaining this minus this, so this minus this plus this minus this, so it's like getting the whole of that and possibly a third. So we only want one of these directions, like that. However, our grid is turned. That's my problem. Or is it? How lazy can we be here? Because if I go here and I select something, it is actually using this direction. Okay, so maybe I don't have to do that at all. What I could do there, in that case, is instead of doing the distance between these two things, is just take underscore prev position dot z, and then do minus next new position dot z, right? And then it's going to only check that direction. The obvious downside to that is if I go in the other direction, it's going to screw that up. Let's not worry about that and get back to that after, because I have a few ideas of how you go about fixing that. Just make sure that they're both like always what'd you call that? Positive values. Yeah. Okay, let's see if the direction part at least works. And if so, we're off to a good start. And if not, please feel free to write stuff in the comments and tell me, yeah, you're going the wrong direction. Is this loading? It might not be loading. Let's give it a few moments. Yeah, it's not loading. So that means we are experiencing a slight crash. This project is getting less and less stable as time goes on. I'll try it once more, but I don't think any of the changes I've done there are the cause of that. We can actually get rid of hoe body altogether. We don't need that. I'm doing changes on the other side in case you're wondering. Okay. let that compile and stuff, and then we'll try it one last time for tonight. I'm fairly certain this should do something closer to what we want. Okay, so go here, and if I... Oh! Yep. So side to side it doesn't do anything, but you see if I'm pushing it out, it is doing something. And it is only that direction, which is good. However, I can undo it. which is not good. Okay, let's fix that real quick. I realize I am coming to the edges of my time here tonight, and I do have one Prui who is interested in food, I can hear. So, previous position minus this position. We are going to do speed dot try formatting math f dot min max clamp abs. I think it's abs. Returns the absolute value of f. I think that's what it is. I think that always returns a not rounded up, a positive value. I think so. Okay. Let's take a little look. But that should be it. That should give us essentially what I was looking for. I'm not sure if the end result is what we want, but it is what I had in mind there. So if I drag this now, it goes down in any direction. So, yeah, there we go. Once again, I'm not 100% sure this is what we want, but it is doing something pretty good. Okay, so this isn't 100%. We definitely want it so that when the tiles, if the tiles aren't quite straight, that it still works. We also want to not be able to just like go back and forth like that. That seems weird. I want to be able to like do this, right? Where I'm holding the ground. We're also going to want some particle effects to kind of make the effect a little bit better. But I think this is pretty good for tonight. Yeah, it's pretty good for tonight. Cool. So, let me, actually, you know what? Let's do this little outro here in VR. Just under this tree here. Oh, I forgot I put birds in the tree. Or at least the bird sounds. So, thank you for joining me tonight on this little VR development adventure. It's always nice to have people around in the comments and seeing people popping in and out. I realize not everyone is here for the 2-hour period or the long periods of me reading out, you know, physics texts from websites as I try to remember how to determine the displacement of something over time. But yeah, no, it's been good. I think we've gotten quite a bit done, and I'll see you next time for another magical adventure in this VR project. So until then, bye.